Welcome to the second part of the Epidemic Diseases Amendment Ordinance 2020. This act, when introduced, used to be a colonial act, means a British era act. You can say this was made to exploit Indians, not only to cope up with the epidemic but also to deal with the Indians. So it's a colonial era act where Indians were treated just like animals. Still we are having this act, we are enjoying this act. Now let's continue to the topic. This act can be enacted locally or state-wise, district-wise or nationally as per the condition of the epidemic spread over the infected area. So Section 2 empowers the state government to make rules and regulations so that they can deal with this epidemic disease. And you can see there is Arogya Setu application, which I think 95% of the smartphone users have already installed. And in case if you have not installed, you must install it because it's so much helpful. It not only gives guidelines, but it also gives you some home remedies which you will not get anywhere. And all these home remedies are, researched and bring out by professionals who are quite good in Ayurveda. So you must opt for these things. Now let's come to the point. We were saying that act of violence against whom? Against health service personals and property. All these things were used while discussing the penal provisions of this Epidemic Disease Act. So what are these definitions are about? What is act of violence? Act of violence means harassing a healthcare service personnel at his living place or at his workplace while he is discharging his duties for the prevention of epidemic disease. How can a person be disturbed at his living place? Suppose if a doctor or a healthcare personnel, service personnel, get relieved from his duty, and when in the evening he reaches his home, his house owner says, "You just leave my premises. As you are treating COVID patients, you may also get infected, and due to you, we also get infected. So you kindly leave our premises and you look for some any other rented accommodation." So this is in this way a person is harassing a healthcare service person. Here landlord is intentionally harassing the healthcare service personnel as he is his tenant. So in such situation, nobody can ask to vacate the land, the rented accommodation. There are other means also where a fruit seller or a vegetable seller or a shopkeeper or any other person can deny the service to the health service professional. In such situation, the person denying the service to the health service personnel just on the ground that he is treating COVID-19 patients, he is committing offence under section 3 subclause 2. The person denying service to health service personnel is committing offence under section 3 subclause 2. Other way of act of violence is causing harm, causing injury, intimidating a healthcare service personnel, or creating some sort of danger for him where he cannot, where he always remain in threatened by the surroundings. So doing or causing hurt to a healthcare service personnel. So in such situation, when a healthcare service personnel feels threatened or is thinking that he will be caused hurt by somebody, or somebody means the wrongdoer. So these are all act of violence. These are all act of violence. One need to understand that when he is misbehaving with a healthcare service personnel, or when he is harming, or when he is injuring, or when he is hurting, or when he is intimidating, or when he is creating a danger for a healthcare service personnel, he is committing an act of violence. Now the third thing that a person can pose as a hindrance or obstruction, he can also commit an act of violence by posing an accused person. An accused person can also commit act of violence by posing as an obstruction or hindrance before the healthcare service personnel who is feeling obstructed or hindered by the wrongdoer. And in such situation, if he is not able to discharge his duties in the clinical establishments or in some other area, this wrongdoer will be prosecuted under section 3 subclause 2. Other loss or damage which will be treated as act of violence to the health care service personnel will be to commit an act by which a healthcare service personnel may have some loss or some damage pertaining to his property. Getting my point? Mean to say, you do something by which a healthcare service personnel, doctor, a stethoscope just broken down, or you just snatch the broom and mop of the cleaner who is cleaning the floor, mopping the floor, or you snatch some syringes or some medicines from the nurses, or you throw out the trays. All these things are loss or damage to the property of healthcare service personnel. Now, who are healthcare service personnel? A person who is discharging his duty for the treatment of the patients of COVID-19, even after knowing that he is endangering his own life while cleaning, while treating, while doing any XYZ thing. So, all these personnels who are involved in such duties are healthcare service personnels. So you can say a doctor, a nurse, a paramedical staff, an ambulance, a jeep, or anything, any vehicle carrying medical care health personnel. So all these things are medical care health personnel covered under the purview of medical care health personnel. Now section 2 says any person is prohibited from committing any act against healthcare service personnel which hinders or obstructs in discharging his duties. Further, section 2 bars a wrongdoer from committing any loss or damage to the property. Now, we also need to understand what does we mean by property here. Property means any clinical establishment, any mobile unit, any mobile treatment unit, mean to say ambulance or anything, any other establishment which is used for isolation or quarantine, and any other thing which is used for this purpose, COVID-19 treatment purpose. So all these things are discussed therein. Even if you have doubt, you just go and check it out. Thank you for giving me your precious time. We will meet in another session and we will discuss Disaster Management Act. Thank you. Hare Krishna.